Batman boxing talk.
We back.
We gonna talk about Sean Porter and Terrence Crawford. My strong candidate. It hasn't happened yet, but to me, I think that's fight of the year coming up next week.
It's gonna be hard to top Wilder Fury because of the excitement.
Well, yeah, but this, I mean, they got a chance to do it. But you think it's gonna be a war like that?
I don't think Porter is gonna. Well, I guess we can get into it, but I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be a war. I think it's gonna be more like Errol Spence versus Porter, more so than like.
That was kind of a war.
That was a war. But not like the Wilder Fury.
Yeah, it was skillful. Yeah, but it was a war.
I think my only issue is I'm seeing Sean Porter too much. Like in my book, like you sleep at the commentary desk. You on
Sean working, man.
Yeah, but I think that could be detrimental, man.
I agree with you, but he's part of a broadcast group, so he's
but what I'm saying is, I understand that you got a job, but this is what got you that job. You got to put 100%, like you say. Y'all know my motto. Once you get in the ring, I don't want to hear.
Part of promoting the fight is part of the fight.
Yeah, but at this point, Terrence ain't doing it.
But he never has. He's never been
okay. Well, then this is just
hungry
a non-promoted fight.
Yeah, but Sean is more interested. I ain't even cut you off, Brandon. Sean's more interested in, like you said, it's going to be a great fight, but he want eyes on it. So yeah, he's going overtime, and like you said, Terrence Crawford doesn't do that. Terrence like this: I'm training, I'm gonna beat your ass. And Sean like, okay, I'm training. I'm getting yelled at in training camp because I ain't doing shit right. Because you said, yeah. Kenny was like this. Don't do what you want to do. Yeah. Do what I tell you to do.
Said, you listening to Sean, you're not going to be successful.
You know what? I was listening to that. I was listening to that in the car, so I couldn't see it. Yeah. So I'm thinking when I'm listening to this that's young Sean Porter. You mean that was recent?
That was recent. This fight right here, this training.
You listen to me, you're gonna be successful. He sound like Denzel in Training Day.
Yeah. You listening to Sean? You know, you still want to listen to Sean back here.
You want to go to jail or you want to go home? Oh Lord! Like I said, man, I just think he doing too much on the promotional side, and that time can be spent. I don't give a fuck if it ain't, even if it ain't spent in the gym, it can be spent on film study. It can be spent on.
Well, Kenny watching all that, man. Kenny
only reason I hear what you're saying, but the only reason I disagree with it is because you remember Earl Spence, a lot like Terrence Crawford, ain't one for the media like that. So he had to do the same thing there.
He lost though.
But he put up a hell of a performance. He lost, but he put up a hell of a performance. And some question, I mean, he did win on one of those scorecards.
Listen.
But he said he tried to get him a better result.
And
Sean can't afford another great performance and a loss.
That's true. He can't. Even though he has the best resume hands down in the welterweight division, but he cannot afford
another loss.
Every time in big fights, we say arguably Sean Porter won this one, but in the major fights, he came up short.
And that's the thing. I think this fight is more important than the Earl Spence fight because I think this fight is the difference between Hall of Famer or not.
He's a Hall of Famer, man.
What makes him a Hall of Famer?
Resume alone.
No, that's not true.
Nobody a two-time welterweight champion.
It's not true. Yeah, but how many two-time welterweight champions is it? How many This is a billion two-division world champions. Keith was a unified world champion. Is he a Hall of Fame? Like I think.
Well, his work in broadcasting is also the reason. He's
working on. I mean, but it's because of that. Then cool.
But no, there are people that have gotten in because I mean, what's the dude that works for Fox and Channel 7?
Jim Lampley, you know.
No, Strahan, Michael Strahan. He made the Hall of Fame first ballot, and I'm like,
yeah, but he was first ballot on the field though. He was
he?
Legit on the field.
You don't think?
Straight hand
with the Super Bowls and he not. Come on, he first ballot on the field though.
Where does he? Football another conversation because I asked the question: where is he on the sack list? That he was first ballot. You can't tell me that him being in the media didn't have something to do with pushing him through. when you're comparing him to a lot of people in history.
Okay,
take Joe Jacoby, and I'm a Dallas fan, but I look at Joe Jacoby, who hasn't made it to the Hall of Fame. They used to play against Lawrence Taylor, and this man did well against Lawrence Taylor playing the Giants. So I mean, and he was the anchor of the Hogs, the best line possibly in the history of football.
Yeah, but you talking about the scheme?
Still, but that's my point. That's my point. The man should be in the Hall of Fame, but he's not.
Man, I don't want to switch the subject
because
I know this.
Yeah, just leave that. Let's go back.
But I'm just saying, like, I don't think Porter has had enough top tier wins to be a Hall of Famer. I think beating Terrence Crawford pushes him over that hump. Devin Alexander, Danny Garcia, those are his only.
Yeah, Adrian Broner.
Okay, Adrian Broner. Those are his only
high level wins. He beat the Magic Man. He stopped the Magic Man.
Come on. Those are his high level wins. Devin Alexander, Danny Garcia.
Close fights
You got to put the Magic Man there because the Magic Man did good against damn Adrian Broner.
He did, and I'm not debating.
Close fights.
I think Paulie's a good fighter.
I
fuck with Paulie. I even like Paulie as a commentator.
I don't like Paulie.
I fuck with Paulie.
Paul, look, like I said, I
credit to Brazil, guys. Don't talk trash about my side piece.
Yeah, exactly.
No. But I like I said, man, I think Porter is. Of course, we know Porter is a good fighter, but I think this win, because like you say, if you gonna look at he won against Devin Alexander and Adrian Broner and Danny Garcia, but then you gonna say he lost against Earl Spence, Keith Thurman, Terrence Crawford, Kell Brook. Those were at one point considered the guys of the division.
So every major,
fight, you know what I'm saying, fight is like he didn't get over the hump. It's like when people talk shit about, those players that go to this the what's my man name from the Buffalo Bills that go to the Super Bowl and never win a bowl.
Jim Kelly?
Yeah.
I don't see a comparison.
The comparison is getting there is not enough. So you have to have those wins.
But Jim Kelly in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but he's in the Hall of Fame for yards and shit like that. I'm just saying, like, we don't look at Jim Kelly as a top 10 quarterback of all time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you don't?
No. Fuck no. But that's another conversation. Jim Kelly
Super
top
Bowls
10
in a row?
He didn't win.
It doesn't matter to me. That look,
he didn't win.
I know he didn't win, but he was only supposed to win the first one.
Man,
the other ones that look, them other three, he was 4 Super Bowls in a row is fucking unheard of, and he did it even though he lost every last one of them. I respect the hell out of Buffalo for making it there. I knew they was going to lose.
Respect them.
Yeah, look, I knew they was going to lose like 3 of those.
But when they go down that list of champions,
I mean, Charles Barkley in the Hall of Fame, he ain't got no championship.
Yeah, but Barkley, basketball is different though because it's more tailored to a single person than football. I don't want to get.
Yeah, let's not. Yeah, we all. We're
gonna be on there for 20 minutes.
Yeah, let's get out. Back to goddamn.
Yeah,
back
man.
to damn.
Well, the question
Porter ass ain't in. Okay.
Porter's in.
The question that I asked y'all is this:
comment if y'all think Porter's a Hall of
Famer
right now.
Yes, in the comments.
Without the Terrence Crawford fight, is he a Hall of Famer right now?
Is he a Hall of Famer right now? We'll let the subscribers decide. Yeah.
Because you keep talking all this extra shit.
Listen.
Yeah, because we could all go back and forth about it.
Has Terrence Crawford ever fought someone that's going to come at him like Sean Porter?
I'm not debating that. I don't think he has. But what I'm saying is I think Sean needs this to get where he want to get. To make him a 3-time welterweight champion. And he's beat undisputed 140. He beat a guy who we can say is because Danny was his best at 140. We've seen Bud knock everybody out at 147. Yeah, exactly. So it's a difference from beating Danny, who came up and was struggling with Robert Guerrero. He struggled. Who else? He beat Brandon Rios and he beat Granados. But Bud has looked sensational since he got to 47. So I think this level of a win will push Sean over the hump.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell you one thing. I agree with you. It would be spectacular for Sean if he did win. But both of them, I mean, Terrence said that they like, it's a win-lose for him, but it's a win-win for Sean. I don't know if it's a win-win for Sean because, like you said, if Sean loses, that, like you said, Brandon, it goes down to that narrative that Sean has fought everybody. Yeah. His resume is impeccable, but in all the big fights, he's lost.
Right. And then he gonna be
if he beats, but look, you can think about this. If he beats Terrence Crawford, if he goes in there and maul him, they're gonna be like, well, Terrence, since he came up to welterweight, he been fighting this person, that person. They really ain't fighters. He ain't fighting nobody like Sean Porter. So they gonna mostly say that Terrence Crawford got exposed.
Yeah, but the difference is,
didn't they say the same thing about Earl Spence after the Sean Porter fight?
No.
The difference is Terrence Crawford is in a win-lose.
Exposed.
Huh? Nah. I don't remember nobody saying he got exposed.
No.
I think people just gave Porter credit for putting up a fight that they didn't expect.
They didn't expect. I thought that Spence was going, but hey, Porter fought his ass.
When y'all get to when you get to a higher level,
yeah, exactly.
You ain't going in there just cranking them guys. That's
why. This is one thing that I wanted to talk about too. I didn't mean to cut you off before I forget because me and Alan are old, so we got to jump in.
Jesus.
But that is the thing. We need to stop saying that too about people getting exposed when they step up to the higher competition. See, you're expecting someone to do say like a Floyd did for a long period of time when he was at the top of his game and not losing any rounds, like Roy did. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the competition, he was still winning rounds. It's very few fighters that does that when they step up to the highest competition. When they step up to the highest competition, there are closer fights.
That's when you get to see who's elite.
Exactly. That's when you see who's elite and who's not. Caleb Plant, like I said,
A-level.
Yep, A-level fighter. But like you said on the video, I wasn't here for it. It was levels. Started rising up, started stepping up. Yep, stepping up the foot pressure on him, started moving his head more. You know what I'm saying? Slipping them shots.
And on top of that, Caleb was getting tired.
Yeah, he was getting tired.
So
exactly,
it was making it worse.
But he knew what he was doing. That foot pressure and all that movement that you're doing. I want you to do all of that. I want you to do all that. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you landed a couple of little shots and everything, but you're telegraphing shit. You keep leaning. You keep leaning.
And that's
the
thing.
I see this. I see that, right?
Those great fighters pick up on tendencies.
Yep, exactly.
So and that's another thing that separates the good from the great and the elite, because great fight. That's why when you hear commentators say like, oh, he's what did they say about Mayweather? He's calculating. He's getting he's taking down the data, and then he's probably going to step it up. What they're doing is they're looking at your tendencies.
Yep.
When I feint him, what does he do? Does he always like flinch to the left? Do he flinch to the right? Do he bend to the right? Is he constantly bending to the right? Because now I know I can put him in that place for those shots. So that's when you hear set. A lot of people I know, people that have shows think they know everything, but when you hear set traps and tendencies and shit like that, that's what great fighters do. Like Lomachenko, you say what you want to say about him, motherfucker, but he's a computer. He takes what you do well and he stores it, and that way he can pull it out his bag when he need it later. Floyd, Canelo, all of those guys.
Fights get closer when, like I said, when the competition is up. That doesn't mean people get exposed.
Right.
Earl Spence didn't get exposed. Look, Earl Spence was running through people. I mean, and he did stop Kell Brook, but early on in that fight, it was looking rough. And you was like this, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? But you expected him because he was running through everybody to go in there and beat the hell out of Kell Brook. But no, that's a higher level. When he fought Sean Porter, like I said, higher level. So, in this fight, nobody's getting exposed. Sean Porter's been in there with the best of the division. If Terrence Crawford wins a knockdown, drag-out fight, don't say Terrence got exposed. So he wins a close fight, he got exposed. He just got robbed. He got robbed or anything like this. It's a close fight. He just fought, like you said, an A-level fighter. So therefore,
and I think that's the intriguing part about this fight. We think we know how good Terrence Crawford is. Exactly. So we want to see him against Sean Porter to see if he's as good as advertised.
As advertised.
So I mean, that's what make these fights the fights that people want to see, is because when you have Earl Spence beating up Chris Algieri or beating up Chris Van Heerden or beating up Lamont Peterson, he looks unbeatable. So that's why you see that guy, and then you look across the pond and you see Terrence Crawford. This motherfucker look unbeatable. So if we put these two unbeatable motherfuckers in the ring together, which one is really unbeatable? And that's when you get those Porter Porter Spence type of fights.
Well, I'll say that one question that I've had, because at 140, Terrence Crawford was an elite fighter. At 147,
Was he?
He was undisputed.
That doesn't make you elite.
At 140 pounds,
I don't care. When I look at Crawford's level of competition at 140 pounds, the people that he beat for those belts, that doesn't make him elite to me. Ray Beltran, Postal, and Ndongo. Those are not guys for me to be like, oh, Crawford was elite. No,
This is what I'll say in defense of Allen, and I'm gonna disagree with you, Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
He fought who was there, who had the belt.
and I don't disagree with that, but I'm saying that
why
don't
he
make you
said
elite.
no. At 140, he was elite
No.
because look, out of the people who were there, he was elite.
No,
He was elite.
I'm not
Yes,
saying
he
that.
was.
I'm not going with that.
What,
Because
so who else was there at 140?
That's the point. It was
That's what I'm
nobody
saying.
else there
No.
to
At 140, he's elite.
Wait,
No.
wait.
He just was the best at 140.
So
I
is
mean,
Canelo
elite fight at
elite?
140.
Who?
Is Canelo elite? Because the four
I
belts
think-
that he
but
just
I-
took.
but
Wait.
I think
the
Canelo's-
four belts that he just took. That competition is right about where that
No, the fuck
competition
it's
at
not.
140. Why
No,
isn't
the
it?
fuck it's not.
Why isn't it?
Alan, stop it.
Billy
Ray
Joe
Beltran,
Saunders.
Allen.
Billy Joe Saunders.
Ray Beltran.
Billy Joe Saunders.
Ray Beltran,
Billy Joe
Allen.
Saunders.
Ndongo, who gets his ass beat by everybody he steps in the
Caleb
ring with.
Smith.
Caleb Smith, undefeated.
Against
Billy
who?
Joe Saunders, undefeated.
Who they fight? Who
Caleb-
they beat?
That level of competition, and to me, Canelo is elite without those guys.
You
That's
can't-
the
but you
difference.
can't say the
That's
same
the
for Terrence
difference.
Crawford?
No.
You can't say the same
No.
for Terrence Crawford?
Where's Triple G on Terrence Crawford's resume?
Triple G's at 160.
Where's Cotto on Terrence Crawford's resume?
160.
I'm talking about that level of competition.
I'm talking 140, 168.
What I'm telling you is,
That's why I
regardless,
agree with him. At 140, he was elite.
I don't-
We can agree to disagree.
I don't think he was
But
elite.
I'm telling you, at 140, Terrence Crawford was elite. He was undisputed. He
So
was elite.
Josh
At
Taylor,
140.
Josh Taylor's resume to become undisputed was way tougher than Terrence Crawford.
Okay,
Josh
I'll take
Taylor
nothing
is
from
elite
him.
at 140
At 140,
right now.
he's
elite.
undisputed.
Yes, exactly. At
I
140
think
right
he's
now.
at 140.
We're
I don't
not
take
talking
that from
about
him.
overall eliteness. That's why he
No,
said
that's-
the
I
weight
said it.
class.
140.
But we shouldn't use that word because that's like being thrown around. He wasn't elite. He beat the guys that was there, and that's cool.
He was elite at 140.
I can't go with that.
Well, that's
But like I said, we agree to
I
disagree.
can't go
we
with
agree.
that. Canelo elite with or without Caleb,
Well,
Billy
he didn't
Joe,
say- look,
or all of them.
What
motherfuckers.
Canelo did at 160 and 168, two different weight classes.
But he's an elite fighter because of what he's done.
Okay, I can
Crawford
say
ain't do shit at
Crawford done
140.
moved from
Yes, he did. He
135
unified.
to 140,
He
and
unified.
it won belts at 147. That's something.
That's something.
I don't agree.
A lot of people not even doing that shit. So that's something.
I don't agree. That's like saying Danny Garcia was elite at 140. No, the fuck he wasn't.
He
was
didn't
a
have
good
all the
Did
fighter.
he unify? Was
Yeah,
he
unified.
undisputed?
Yeah.
No matter.
No,
His resume
he
at
wasn't.
140
Was
is
he
better than Terrence
undisputed?
Crawford.
Was he undisputed?
Resume at 140 is better
Was
than
he undisputed?
I don't
Against
care. I don't care. At the end of the day, certain fighters have opportunities that other people aren't afforded.
Hold on.
So
hold
Danny
on.
Garcia being on a
Wait.
certain side of the street didn't afford him the opportunity to be undisputed. But his resume at 140 is better than Terrence Crawford.
Against who?
Against who?
Fucking Dab Judah. Lucas Matisse when he was a killer. Like, stop it. Danny
Just one
Garcia.
Lucas Matisse. That's it.
Who?
That's it. Because Judah wasn't the shit.
Lamar Peterson. Like, Danny Garcia's resume is better than Terrence Crawford.
Some people say dispute. You know whether they dispute that or not.
Danny
Look,
Garcia's resume is better
he
than Terrence
wasn't
Crawford.
undisputed.
He wasn't
I'm not
undisputed.
arguing
It
that, but
doesn't-
he wasn't undisputed.
Listen, everybody don't have the opportunity to fight for undisputed. That doesn't mean you not elite.
Okay,
If all of the belts are on the side where Crawford can get the fucking belts and he can be undisputed, and because Danny Garcia is on one side and he can't be undisputed, that don't mean you more elite because your opportunities were afforded. No, that's not no. Fuck no. Like Canelo. Canelo is able to be fucking undisputed because he's in a position to move where he want to move.
He was an elite fighter at 140. That's it.
I don't agree. I
Based
don't know
on,
what you're
based
saying.
on the goddamn, I don't
like
care, but
Bernard
like
Hopkins,
say, if you
five
want to
people on
argue
that
Danny
list.
Garcia was an elite fighter at 140, you can argue that too. But I'm saying the fact is that man was an elite fighter at 140.
He was the best fighter at
specifically
140.
said he was an elite fighter at 140.
So Usyk
we can
not-
argue semantics
say
about
same
the
thing
word
for Usyk.
elite or whatever. God damn it, he was an elite fighter at 140.
wasn't
That's
elite.
what I'm going with it.
Motherfucker was good.
No, he was
And
an
he was
elite
at a
fighter
good
at
He's an
140.
elite fighter at 140, man.
Exactly.
He was,
He had
man,
all the belts. He's
he
an
had
elite
all the
fighter. Just
belts,
like
man.
Josh Taylor right now is an elite fighter at 140.
Just
And
like
that's
Usyk
that's
was
the
an elite
vocabulary
fighter at
that I
cruiserweight.
choose to use. Damn it, that he was an elite. And you can sit there and
His
say
resume
he was
is
good.
better.
You can sit
than
there and say he
Crawford's.
was good.
So I don't think
Whose resume?
Taylor's. The same Regis Pro grade that beat the Ndongo that Terrence Crawford beat.
But was
Taylor beat.
Ndongo undefeated before?
Who?
When he fought Terrence Crawford?
He was some shit.
Was he
He
undefeated?
beat Edward Transylvania.
But who was he undefeated?
Come on, man.
Nah, ain't no come on, man. Shit, was he
You
undefeated?
can't go one way for somebody
Exactly.
and then
Man.
go another way
Stop
for
that,
somebody
man.
else.
Stop
man.
it.
Going away. What
Stop
I'm
it.
telling you is Canelo is elite without the one. Y'all trying to debate
I'm not saying nothing
that his
about
resume
Canelo.
at 168 is. I'm telling you,
I'm
Canelo
not
was
talking
elite
about Canelo.
without them motherfuckers.
Look, I'm not talking about Canelo. You talk to him about that. I'm not talking about Canelo.
I'm not saying that
Damn it.
Canelo's not elite, but what I'm saying is what he did at 168, Terrence Crawford did at 140.
If you
What's
talking
the
about,
difference?
if you're talking about becoming undisputed, yes.
All
But if
right,
you're talking
that's all
about-
I'm saying.
No. If you're talking about the level of opposition, no, it's not the same. Sorry.
He specifically said a weight class. That's why
I
I
did not
agree.
say now. I
If he
said at
if
140.
he said that's right. If he said
He wasn't
Terrence
elite.
Crawford,
If you say he was the best fighter at 140, cool. He wasn't elite though.
well, that's what you just choose.
No.
That's the words you choose to use. If he choose to use,
It's like
elite,
saying
then
Mikey
that's it.
Garcia was elite at 35. No, the fuck he wasn't. He was just
Did
the
he
best
get-
fighter.
was he
there.
undisputed at
It doesn't
135?
listen. Everybody is not afforded the opportunity to fight for undisputed because of everything that goes on in boxing. That's a politic issue, not a elite fight issue. That doesn't make you elite or not elite because
At the time, that was the best competition at 140.
And I'm not
he
saying
beat
it wasn't.
them.
That doesn't mean
Okay,
he's
that
elite.
makes him the elite fighter
nigga,
at
if
140.
no, the fuck it don't.
It does.
At
It does. It
140,
makes him
at
the
that
elite fighter at
time,
140.
when
No.
he was undisputed, he was the best.
No, he was the best. I can agree. He wasn't elite. That elite shit is different. When you start talking about elite, that shit is different.
That means you're the best.
No, the fuck
That's
it doesn't.
right. Yes,
no,
it does.
not.
You want to look it up?
Look it up.
Look it up. Let's look the damn shit up then.
You can't
That
give
means
that to
you're the best.
Usyk,
No.
give it
Once
to
I prove this
Canelo,
shit to
and
you,
not
you
give
gonna
it to
concede?
Terrence Crawford.
Are you gonna concede?
Usyk got it after he moved up and beat Joshua.
Usyk got it before he moved up and beat Joshua because he was undisputed at cruiserweight.
That's right, yes,
Like
he
I
was,
said,
yep.
at the end of the day,
Elite.
And guess what?
At
Usyk's
140.
resume at
At
cruiserweight
140.
is better than Crawford's to become undisputed.
Man, you know what, man? See, no. I made it clear. 140.
He was the best,
No.
but he wasn't elite.
Yes, he was. If you're comparing him to just 140 fighters, yes, he was. He was
No.
the elite fighter. Yes, he was.
He did what he had to do
And that's cool to say, but he's not fucking elite. We pushing his word out there like no, he's not fucking elite at 140 because he beat those guys. No.
Okay, look. The choice or best of anything considered collectively as of a group or class of persons. That is elite. Period.
That motherfucker
Bottom
was
line.
undisputed.
That's what it
If you-
said.
if
That's
you
the
get
definition.
undisputed, you're
You're
elite.
wrong.
What?
This is the definition.
I could be wrong, but in
Okay,
my
alright,
in my
okay.
world, that's not fucking
But
elite.
look,
If
as
I'm the
long as you
best in
said
fucking
that, look,
junior high, that
As
don't
long-
make
look,
me
look,
elite.
we'll go with
Brandon,
that.
Brandon, as long as you said that.
Yeah. And your
The
word,
best
you
fucking
not
junior
elite.
high
Okay.
player in the world,
That's
is
fine.
that's fine.
because I'm
We'll
leave it
7'2"
at that.
and everybody else 6'5". Now no, that don't make you elite in my book.
Look, as long as you said that, I could be wrong, but in my book, okay, I just proved though that his terminology was correct. That's all we saying.
That motherfucker was the best. But go
He
ahead.
was elite. Terminology says his ass was elite. I just read the definition. Y'all heard it.
So what you saying is, if you undisputed in any weight class, you're elite. That's
If you
what
fight
telling
the
me.
best,
you
he
can
fought
beat
the best
everybody
at
that is
exactly.
to beat.
At that weight class, he beat everybody. He was the elite fighter in
So
that
is
weight class.
Teofimo the elite fighter in his weight class?
He's not undisputed.
Did he beat the best?
No, he didn't beat everybody. Terrence Crawford beat everybody. He got
No,
all
he
the belts.
didn't beat everybody. And Ndongo went and beat somebody and got a belt, and Terrence Crawford went and beat
him.
somebody and got a belt.
Considered the
Okay,
best.
and
Considered
Lomachenko
the best.
gathered those belts, and Teofimo beat him. So is he the best?
Did he
Is
fight
he
every-
elite?
How many belts did he? I mean, how many times did he have to fight?
Who?
How many times did he have to fight? Is he considered? No. Is he considered? Look, did
What I'm
anybody
telling
else?
you
No.
is he elite?
Listen.
As long as
listen.
Devin Haney has the
Listen.
WBC.
The
Devin
very-
Haney didn't win it,
The very
though.
definition of elite is the best, Brandon.
Okay, so
the
what I'm
very
asking-
definition of it.
Okay, so
look,
what I'm asking you
look,
is he the best?
Look, Teofimo is not. Who's in the Teofimo's weight class?
Teofimo beat the best.
Is
he
in
not the best?
Teofimo's weight class?
Devin Haney has the WBC belt. Period.
Bruh, Crawford didn't fight everybody. He fought who had the belt.
He fought the champion.
Okay,
who was the best.
champions who had belts.
Who was the
Okay,
best?
and Teofimo beat the champion who had every other belt except for the one he had. He beat the champion that he won his belt from, in Richard Comey. So is he elite?
At 40?
35.
135?
Lomachenko beat Luke Campbell and won the WBC belt. He beat whoever the fuck else he beat to win the other 3 belts. And Teofimo beat Richard Comey, who was the IBF champion, and he beat Lomachenko. Is he the elite fighter?
I don't know, because I wouldn't say if he was
exactly. That ain't beat shit.
No.
So if he beat the best, why he not elite?
Listen, this is what I'm saying. You cannot argue the fact that Terence Crawford wasn't the best at 140.
You can't argue the fact that Teofimo ain't, because he beat the best motherfuckers.
Because Teofimo has not fought everybody at 135.
Neither did Terence Crawford.
He fought everybody.
He fought 4 champions and won 4 belts.
No, he didn't fight 4 champions.
3 champions, because he won 3 belts. He had one.
He had 2, and Dongo beat somebody and had 1, and then he went and beat Edward Transylvania and had 1, and then Crawford beat him.
Yeah.
So
Teofimo would be.
If that's what we saying, then cool. But if y'all gonna exclude Teofimo, like he ain't beat the best motherfuckers in his division.
But no. See, this is when you're trying to move the goalpost.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying.
Listen, this is why I'm gonna stop your ass right here. You're trying to move the fucking goalpost because look, we are. Do you consider Teofimo the best at 135?
Yes.
Okay, so he will be an elite fighter in your eyes.
I don't think I'm not considering him elite though. That's
if you think he is the best.
That's what I'm
going by the definition of the damn word, Brandon, and it is what it is. It's in the damn dictionary. It is what it is.
I don't think Lopez is the best at 135.
But the point is, he beat the guys. He beat the guys.
Yeah, but the difference is, look, nobody sitting right here that thought that Terence Crawford was not the best at 140. And he won all the goddamn belts.
He's been on the top of the pound list for since he was boxing.
The difference is, no, the fuck he hasn't. The difference he got on the top of the pound for pound is when he became undisputed. The difference is, Terence Crawford, when he won undisputed, he vacated. He didn't stick around and do nothing else.
Yeah, he went to 147. Where all the money at?
Listen to what I'm saying. Teofimo Lopez beat the guy who had 3 belts, and he became undisputed. I don't care that the WBC decides to change shit at the last minute. Today they'll say he fucking undisputed. Tomorrow they'll say he not. He beat the guy who beat the fucking guy. He beat Luke Campbell for the WBC belt that Mikey Garcia left behind when he moved up. He beat and fucking Lomachenko had every other belt.
Okay.
And Teofimo beat Richard Comey, who had the IBF belt, and then he beat Lomachenko.
If you consider Teofimo Lopez,
so if he move up, if he
vacate
his belts and move up, is he the elite guy?
At 135, I could give you that. I would say no, because it's 3 other people down there that I would say he needs to fight to take that.
How? Somebody was a regular champion when Terence Crawford was undisputed. Somebody's a regular. Tank Davis is a regular champion at 140 now, and Josh Taylor is undisputed. That's why I'm saying the elite shit needs to be held off. Yes, he's the best fighter, but elite is different to me.
That's to you. By definition, elite is the best.
So what I'm saying is, what makes Terence Crawford different from Teofimo Lopez?
I didn't say it. I'm saying this.
I just asked you, is he the elite guy?
If you're going to go by the best, right, in the division, if I don't feel as though Teofimo is the best at the division, then I wouldn't have considered him the elite fighter.
But y'all just said the undisputed is what makes you the best, right?
No, we said Terence Crawford beat the best and you agreed to that, but then in the argument, you sitting there talking about no, he didn't.
No, I didn't say no, he didn't. I said he beat the best guys, those guys didn't make him elite.
It did, because he was at 140.
So what I'm telling you,
what are you arguing? So
I'm arguing
he was the best at 140.
I never said he wasn't. I never said he wasn't.
Which makes him elite.
No. When Terence Crawford was undisputed at 140, did you see anybody beating him?
There was nobody there.
Did you see anybody?
That's the point. There was nobody there.
That's the question.
There was nobody there.
No, there ain't nobody there. Did you see anybody
beat him? 140 and
undisputed.
Did you see anybody
beating him?
There was nobody there.
No, okay, you don't want to answer the question.
I'm answering the question.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
What do y'all want me to say? Ivan Drago was at 140?
And he was at 140.
There was nobody there.
Then you think anybody could beat him?
There was nobody there.
No, that's not answering the question. That's not answering the question. You know it's a yes or no question, and you sit and talk about there's nobody there.
You're
trying to move the goalpost.
No, y'all moving the goalpost because y'all saying that undisputed makes you the best.
You can't even answer a damn question when you know the answer to it.
Undisputed does make you the best.
Teofimo Lopez undisputed.
But do you think somebody at 135 can beat him?
Now who's moving the goalposts? Is it because you undisputed, or is it because we're looking at the talent? Which one is it?
It's both.
It's both.
All right. Well, Tiafimo is elite.
And Terrence Crawford was both at 140.
Is Errol Spence elite?
Who?
Errol Spence.
I think so. But he don't have to be undisputed to be considered elite. That's the point I'm making.
You think Errol Spence is the best fighter at 147?
Yes.
Okay, well, then you consider him elite.
But I also think he's an elite fighter to where as though it's not just a 147 thing.
Look, if that man's put it at 140, you trying to argue all over.
I'm not arguing the fact that he was their best. I'm arguing the terminology.
And the terminology was correct.
I don't care. I'm not considering niggas elite because they the best.
If the terminology is correct, you can't argue the shit, Brandon.
I can argue whatever the hell I want to argue.
I mean, you wrong though.
I'm right.
You're
wrong.
You wrong
Because I said so.
So answer the question.
Yeah.
At 140, you can beat Terrence Crawford.
Nobody was there.
What the hell you mean nobody was there?
Nobody was there.
What the fuck does that mean? Nobody was there.
The guys that were there moved up to 47.
He can't even answer the damn question. We need to end this. Batman
boxing talk. We
out.
out.
I answered the motherfucking question.
You ain't answer the fucking question. Stop.